Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today for day 4 of the UK lockdown, where I'm currently doing my daily exercise. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm currently on foot. I've come to a local open space to do my daily exercise, whilst it's rather quiet and hopefully there'll not be many people about. Now, I've left the old jalopy at home today, Hot Potters, and I will be doing for the rest of this lockdown period. What I'd been doing was going out to the countryside. As I say, I live about 4 miles away from the countryside, so it's only a short drive away from me. And I was going there, putting little Lucy into the car, and off we went. My idea being that I could be out and away from lots of people. I'm minimising my contact with people by being in the outdoors. Apparently, that's not allowed. Now, the great shame of this, and really the police do need to take a little bit of responsibility for this, is they didn't clarify early enough that people weren't allowed to go out and use the vehicles to go and travel to locations. They've allowed people to do this for 2 days, or ever since Boris Johnson made his announcement that the UK was under lockdown. So people have been doing that. You know, it seems funny now, and call me a bit cynical when I say this, that they've only made this announcement, the police, now that they've got the potential to farm people and generate money. Like I say, call me cynical, but that's my personal view on it. So from now on, I will be coming out on foot, probably to this area, because this is my closest outdoor space where I can come on foot and get to and try and keep away from people. Now, my own personal thoughts on them not allowing you to use your vehicle to travel to the countryside or a local beauty spot and keeping you local is it's forcing people to remain in an area. Let's be honest, the majority of us live in built up areas such as myself, towns, cities, etc. So if you're forced to only exercise locally, then that means you're exercising with every bugger else. You're going past surfaces, opening gates, etc, etc, that other people have touched and potentially contaminated. So to me, it seems barking keeping people together in an herd mentality, but that's just my own personal thoughts. As I say, everyone's entitled to an opinion on this. Everyone has an opinion on this. Everyone has a theory on this. And I'm no different. But I will be adhering to the rules that have been laid out for this lockdown period. So I'll be leaving the old jalopy at home for the duration of this lockdown period. So folks, how are you doing? How are you coping with this lockdown period? As I say, at present the weather's nice. A lot of you have commented yesterday there wasn't a cloud in the sky, there wasn't any aircraft trails or anything, it looked beautiful. And this morning's no different, it's a little bit more crisp, and I'll just whip the camera around here for you. As you can see, there's frost on the ground because it's so early. Now, as time goes on and the weather deteriorates, I can see people's spirits deteriorating as well. You know, I can see it getting to the stage where people start getting angry and turning on Boris Johnson, especially if those numbers don't drop. I think we had 100 deaths yesterday, didn't we, in one day. Those are big numbers and they're scary numbers. So you do understand that you've got to try and adhere to these rulings that they've brought in to try and stem it. But yeah, a lot of you out there have been saying that you're going out on bike rides, you're doing your normal thing to try and keep your exercise, and a new phenomenon is turning your mobile phone off. You know, I had 1 or 2 leave comments, you know, on my video saying, turn your phone off, Mr H, because they can track you with it. You know, I don't know how true that is, but I have turned it off this morning just in case. Do have it with me in case something happens and I need some kind of emergency help, but for the main I will be keeping it off, I think. You know, I'm not paranoid, honest. So folks, we'll have to see what day 4 brings and what new rulings come out. It seems that they like give us a big ruling on one day and then they miss a day or a couple of days and then they give us another one, and they do it that way, don't they? Rather than hitting us with all the bad news all at once. Now the problem as well with exercising, the rulings on exercising, is when you go on it says how long people have been asking should you stay out for. An hour, 2 hours, and all the government have done is give them wishy-washy advice saying, well, do what you would normally do, you know, but don't stay out for any excessive period. Now, as I pointed out in another video, some people go on bike rides for 2 or 3 hours. I have an auntie who's now in her 70s, so she should be self-isolating, to be honest. But she and her husband, my uncle, they would go out all day for a walk. You know, they'd go up to Cumbria, somewhere like that, and go buggering about it, mountains. It must be in the family, you know, the walking legs for the H's. But yeah, she does that. She's out all day, so that would be her normal walk. So if she wasn't self-isolating, would she normally go out and do that? It's crazy, isn't it? People do need strict guidelines. They do need to be told, this is what you can do, this is how far you can go, and this is how long you can be out for, and don't be out any longer than that. Again, how they're going to police this, I don't know. Apparently they're using drone technology, aren't they, in popular beauty spots such as the Peak District and that, and they're getting people's car reg plates, and all they need to do is it a PNC check, or whatever it's called, and as soon as they bang that through the old technological wizardry, they know at least where the vehicle's from. So if you're a registered keeper living in a town miles away, straight away, what are you doing here? Why have you come here? There's no shops, there's no pharmacies. Now, one thing I can see happening when they do eventually bring in greater lockdown restrictions is they'll be turning around and saying to you, you know, if you're going out shopping, your surname's ends in H, or starts in H in my case, and, you know, you live in this postcode, this is your designated shop, this is your time slot, this is your date, and, you know, you're not allowed any more than so many items. Off you go, enjoy your shopping. I can see it getting to that. I really can. Nothing is off the table with this, Hot Potters, and that is what is scary. It really is. But when you're out in nature, as I've said in previous videos, it's amazing. You know, you just take a look round now. Listening to the birds singing, out here all alone, other than the distant rumble of traffic, of people going to work, who are key workers, one should imagine. It would be hoped that they're only essential workers travelling this morning during this lockdown period. You would be forgiven for thinking everything's okay in the world. And it's really great. Anyway, folks, just a quick little video, as always. I'm going to make these roughly 8 minutes, 10 minutes long. You don't want to hear me rabbiting on all the time. You know, it soon gets pretty boring. But from now on, I am going to be on foot. And I will always stress in these videos, because you don't know who's watching these videos as well. You know, it seems to be a phenomenon now of police where they don't actually get out and go on the beat. They sit behind a computer looking for people breaking the law online. So I will stress once again that I have come to this area on foot and I have left my vehicle at home. Right then, folks, until tomorrow, when it'll be day 5 of the UK lockdown, and we'll be heading towards our first week of us all being under house arrest, so to speak. It is. Bye-bye for now. Oh, and by the way, stay safe.